Can you hear me? There we go. We have a little presentation by DragonCon. So, no flash photography. Please do not video record here at DragonCon. And be excellent to your fellow con guests, goers. So, are we playing this thing? From Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Clem the floppy-eared demon, James Leary.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Y'all are lively for a Sunday. I love it. Woo! Yeah. Later on, they're going to be hanging meat in here because it's a little chilly, right? Everybody's cold. All right, I know I need to do this a little bit. And I have a vest on. I have protuberant nipples. Are there children in here? Yes. Sweet! You're all going to get an education. All right, well, I am James Leary. I played Clem, the loose-skin demon. Woo, yeah! Y'all are too kind, but let's get our next guest out here. She played Tara McClay, everyone's favorite witch. Amber Benson. Apparently, I'm Amber Benson. Wait, hold. Hello.
Oh, so go fix that.
Hello. They're not. Why have you? Okay. Hello, sibilance, mic check. If I had a nickel for every time I heard you at the end, James. Well, actually, you're at the wrong end, James. Certainly not least, she played Glorificus, the god. Clare Kramer.
I like how you added, but certainly not least.
Certainly not least.
Thank you. Hi, guys.
I love how we have notes, so we can all take notes.
I'm going to take notes. I'm going to move this, because this is obstructing my view of you. Be right
Move
back.
it. Now, she's literally taking it off stage. All right. Sweet. Be gone, water. Be gone.
It was right in my eye line to see all your beautiful faces, and I did not find that acceptable, so.
It's completely unacceptable. All right, so it's Sunday. How's everybody feeling good? The hangovers have all worn off? We've already pre-gamed for tonight's debauchery? Sweet.
How many of y'all are staying through tonight to tomorrow?
Why do the rest of you losers gotta leave? Gotta get like back to work or something? Ugh. Have we all had a good time? All right, how many of you were at the panel yesterday? How many of you were at the panel, what day is it?
I don't know.
Sunday, Friday? Sweet, so we got mostly a brand new audience.
So
we can just regurgitate the same thing we did the last 2 days. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, we of course want to leave enough time for questions from whomever has questions. But James, I'm sure you have some questions.
I do have some questions. So far, what has been your favorite part about this year's DragonCon?
You guys' costumes are freaking awesome.
I don't know. I mean, I love DragonCon probably for the same reason you guys love it. To me, especially coming off of like San Diego Comic-Con, which is in July and it's so huge and industry-driven and industry-focused, I find DragonCon to be really refreshing because it's really, it's almost like by the fans, about the fans, you know. And for us, we get to come here, we get to see, you know, I get to see Amber and James, people I love, you know, tons of other people that we've become friends with in the same way you guys have made friends. And DragonCon just seems like a big conduit for like, you know, it's just a big party. It's like, I said this yesterday, but it's like summer camp of conventions. You go, you stay for 4 days, you stay up way too late, you eat total crap, you do
kiss
whatever.
people you shouldn't kiss.
Yeah, you do, you know, and then you have like basically a year to lament and be like, oh, that was so awesome, I can't wait till next year. And you know, with this event, I find there's people who come here every year and it's, I mean, that's like the cool thing about it. So I love coming here because of those reasons. And I mean, you know, thank you guys for having me.
I feel the exact same way. This is definitely, I mean, it's huge. It's close in size to Comic-Con for a number of attendees, but it's a much more friendly environment, and it's all about you guys. So, and without you, there is no us. So it's symbiotic. Synergy.
I just got a text. Julie Benz says hi.
Oh. The amazing Julie Benz.
She'll be here eventually 1 year, next year maybe. Maybe she was here last year.
I once was on a panel in between Mercedes and Julie Benz, and I was in a Mercedes Benz.
You were.
Wait, no, stop it. Stop it, all of you. Phrasing.
That is funny. So, James, what's been your favorite part of DragonCon?
My favorite part of DragonCon.
Other than my answer, which obviously is the best answer.
Well, it is clearly the best answer. My favorite part of DragonCon, I have multiple. One, I get to see you guys.
Yep.
I hadn't seen you in almost a year and a half. I hadn't seen Amber in like 7 years. So that was a very long time, and Amber's one of my favorite people ever.
Me too.
Yep. She hired me once.
Amber got me this coffee.
I know. With coffee, way better than being hired. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, sometimes it is.
What?
And this morning it was. She's like, do you want to be in my next movie or have a coffee? I'm like, give me the latte.
Give me the caffeine.
With an extra shot. And she did. Thank you, Amber.
Thank you, Amber. We love you.
I love you guys too.
Yay. All right. So let's get this question out of the way. You know, we all know that we were all on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's why everyone was here. What is everyone doing right now? Amber, I know you are quite the accomplished author.
Yes. I'm kind of retired from the acting biz.
No, you haven't.
I say it, yeah. But when it's somebody I like, then I'll go and do it. But I got tired of the grind. I've been doing it since I was 13. And I'm old now. Oh, you took that away. Did it come back?
You're gonna die of dysentery.
Typhus.
Good luck with that.
The plague. I'm reading The Stand right now, and everyone got the superflu plague.
Which
That's
part
not
are you
a
on?
spoiler. Are you
Which part are you
reading?
on?
I'm nearing the end.
Oh,
they're on the yeah. I can't because spoilers. Like we learned yesterday when someone came up and was all like, you spoiled it for my wife who's only on season 4 or 5, and we were like, wait, I'm sorry. That's when you cover ears and you do the Smurfs theme song, la la. That's how you combat spoilers.
No, but Amber, I need to stop you for 1 second. Let's go back. I'm disturbed that you say you're retiring from acting because I think you're a fantastic actress.
You are.
So stop that craziness and just say you're broadening your interests.
I'm broadening my interests.
You're becoming a hyphenate.
I thought you were going to say high school teacher.
You'd be an awesome high school teacher.
No, I wouldn't. I would be really good for the first like 2 months, and then I'd get really bored. And I'd be like teaching the kids things that they shouldn't be learning. Not in a bad way, but I'd be like, okay, now we're jumping into Kafka. Screw the little like reader thing with the short stories, the monkey's paw that they want you to read. Well, you can read that too, but we're going hardcore. We're gonna like have some William Gibson.
And later, since it's second grade, you'll get recess. Kafka to second graders.
They are captive. Teach high school.
Oh, teach high school, sorry. I think it'd be more fun to teach at second grade.
I've lost myself in this conversation. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Nothing. That's the...
Mommy, we read a book today called Metamorphoses.
Yes. No, I wrote a series of books for Penguin called the Death's Daughter books, the Clyde Draper Jones books, I guess, more than Death's Daughter. And then I have a new series called The Witches of Echo Park, and the first one came out in January, the second one comes out this coming January, and there'll be a third. And then I have a novella called Death in Buses that's coming out from Dutch Kills Press at the end of the year, October, I think, or November. And I have a short film that I directed called She-Venge that just played the LA Film Festival and is making the festival rounds. It's a genre action horror piece. That was really fun to make. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I was in China for 10 days. That was exciting.
So with your books, I have a question that maybe y'all are wondering too, because we love Amber and we want to see her on screen too. That should be your new agent, I think.
I think so. No, I think you should option my book and let's make a TV show.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
There you go.
With
Do you have male characters in your book?
With the first series, and then also with the new series, which I haven't read, the old series I had read a couple. What's the, who owns the rights, and have you considered turning these properties and expanding them into television or maybe a feature? What do you see happening?
I have. We took them around, and because I, come from the entertainment industry, having been doing this since I was a kid, I didn't want to just have somebody option it. I wanted to be involved. So basically it was, we'll option it for not a lot of money, but we'll option it and then we can do what we want with it and you're out of the picture. Or you are in the picture and we don't option it from you at all. So I was like, well, I'm going to hold on to it then. So I just didn't want to have it, it's like a kid. You don't want to give it to a bad nanny.
Yeah.
Do you see more of television or more feature
or more one of the cable networks?
That's television.
I know, but I don't consider it like I think Netflix and Hulu are a different beast now than just regular television. Broadcast.
I guess the Death's Daughter series I would do as a TV show. I don't know about the Witches of Echo Park. I don't know. They go on big massive journeys in the second book, so there's a lot of travel. I don't know how expensive that'll be for television. Although Hannibal did go to Florence, right, for 3 episodes. So. And
then canceled.
I did get to spend a lovely evening with Scott Thompson last night, which was awesome.
He is
show
awesome.
Should not have been canceled. That show was great.
Yeah.
Dumb, NBC.
Agreed. But Scott told a story about having a fake penis that went down past his knee, made for himself because he was presenting at a poetry award ceremony in Canada. And that's when he decided the character would have a big...
Now that's a spoiler, Amber.
15-year-old spoiler.
In more ways than one.
In more ways than one.
Anyways, so that's what I'm up to. What are you up to, Claire? You and I did a film together. I did. She wrote me in, and it was so much fun to spend time with her and Charisma Carpenter. We had such a good time.
Yes, I was producing a film, and I was able to, fortunately, get you guys fit in and the schedule worked. But yeah, that film is called The Griddle House. We don't know when it will be out, probably mid next year. I have another film coming out next month. If you've cruised by Barry Bostwick's table while you've been here, he's also in it. It's called Tales from Halloween. It's awesome. Greg Grunberg and I sort of reprised our roles from another movie. And then I have a movie coming out early next year called The Lost Tree with Michael Madsen, Lacey Chabert.
Michael Madsen.
Then what else do I have? I have, of course, Geek Nation, my website. And for anybody who does have questions, I did bring stuff. I have buttons and more things in my purse. So
they are awesome buttons.
Yeah. James,
just make sure you don't stab yourselves with them like I did.
What are you doing, James?
I live in Austin, Texas now, and I work at a video game company. We make a game called Wizard 101 and Pirate 101. Does anybody here play those? Nope.
No, there's a good.
Not the a couple, sweet. Do you play Wizard or Pirate? Wizard. All right, who's your favorite? You don't have a favorite? All right.
She's lying to make you feel better.
I know. So I do that, and then I also do a lot of improv comedy there, and I've done a couple of web series, one which premiered on Friday called A-Town, and I actually play myself in it, and get invited to a dinner party with a bunch of really weird girls who invite me because I was Clem the loose-skin demon.
That sounds familiar.
Yep. Art imitating life.
Didn't you once work on like a Spanish language?
I did. That was the first job I had in LA. I worked on I played one half of the first openly gay couple on Spanish language television.
And you had to learn to speak
I spoke Spanish. I did. When I was hired for the part, it was going to be a bilingual show. And in between shooting the pilot and getting picked up and then going into production, the head of the network changed. And he was like, yeah, no, you're not doing any more English. So the producers were like, well, do you think you can learn Spanish? I was like, does my job depend on it?
You were like, do you think you can write me a check to learn Spanish?
And does my job depend on it? And they were like, yeah, it does. I said, absolutamente. Yeah, so I did it all phonetically. By the second season, we had figured out that if I got to rehearse in English for part of the week and then just do Spanish at the end, it was much better. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was called Los Beltran. It was like the Jeffersons. About a Cuban family living in Burbank, and I lived with the very suave debonair Fernando. He was a Spanish doctor, and I was really flamboyant.
Your parents proud?
Yep. We were
married a doctor.
We were nominated for 2 GLAAD awards. Lost out to Will and Grace both years. Sons of bitches. So yeah, A-Town, and then another web series called Server Life, and then hopefully another web series called Frankie, where I will actually be playing an assassin trainer. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
And yeah, that's it.
All right, so who has questions?
Yep, questions?
I think is there a mic here? How are we doing it?
Mike?
Okay, there she is. Boom. Go get in line. We'll get through as many as we can.
Yes. We're at about 125.
We are precision personified.
We
I got some good stuff up here.
Yeah, Claire's got she got some Milano cookies. These aren't regular cookies, people. These are Pepperidge Farms.
Any more boarding
Milano
passes?
cookies. Some buttons.
Huh? No.
Take a picture of the pile.
We've got a vitamin C packet.
And I managed to take my name tags all 3 days. I
What?
have those that'll be given away.
I could give away mine. I'll give mine away too. Does anybody want mine? I'll give mine away. You can have mine. Here, just put that one up front.
Okay, first question.
All right, questions.
So my question is, spoiler alert, that none of you guys were in it from season 1. So what was it like coming into a group that's already worked together for 3, 4, 5 seasons?
6.
Who wants to take? You want to start?
Sure. You know, I wasn't supposed to be there for very long, so I just thought I would be there for a couple of episodes, and it snowballed. But it was a really welcoming cast and crew. The crew was fantastic. They worked really, really hard. When you're working on a show that's a lot of special effects and makeup effects and stunts, you know, you spend a lot of time together because you're working sometimes anywhere from 15 to 17, 18-hour days, like really, really intense, like long days. And the fact that, you know, they were able to do all the stuff that they did in 8 days, because that's how long it took to film an episode, it was pretty impressive. But everyone was really lovely and very welcoming. I was super bummed personally because I knew Seth, and I was so excited because I was going to get to work with him on Buffy. Yeah, I love Seth. He's such a sweetheart, and he's one of the funniest human beings I've ever met. And I was just like, so that was a bit of a bummer, but otherwise it was great. They were very, very hospitable and happy to have you around.
Yeah, no, it was like, basically, like, picture this. You're going to high school and you're cruising along and everybody is in their groups, and then all of a sudden, no, come, get your button, even though I'm talking. Everybody is cruising along, and then you transfer your, like, junior year and you start school new someplace. There you go. Yeah. And you don't really know anyone, but everyone's kind of nice. That's basically what it was like for me coming on. They had been around together, you know, for 4 years, and coming in, I was definitely the new person, and it was a little bit prohibitive because I didn't have a lot of scenes with the main cast. Most of my scenes were with demons or Dawn, who was also new that year. But everybody was super sweet. So, you know, it was awesome. It was a great experience.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of the show. It was one of my favorite TV shows, and one of the shows I wanted to work on most when I got to LA. So it was a blast to get to work on it. I was glad I had the makeup on so that people couldn't see me like being giddy. And then when they kept calling me back, it was amazing. And you know, for me, coming in as the character that I did, it was easy to kind of, you know, fall in as, you know, sort of the lovable mascot. So yeah, I had a great time, and you know.
Yeah, Glory was viewed as the lovable Hell God.
Hell God, yeah. You know, luckily my character didn't come in and want to kill everybody. But there was, and everybody was really nice. And Emma Caulfield, you know, when you're guesting on a show, they put you in what's called a honey wagon, which is a very small little trailer. It's just a little teeny tiny trailer, and it's great. But you know, the main cast gets like these big awesome RVs. And Emma Caulfield came over, and she was being very nice, and she was like, well, you know, you don't have a TV in here. If you want, come over to my trailer, and you can sit and watch TV. It's like, that'd be awesome. Okay, cool. So I did, and I was in full makeup. And I was a little forgetful. So I'm sitting there just watching TV, eating a snack, and she comes in and doesn't see me and turns around and completely screams. And yeah, I felt good for that one. I'm like, man, I'm gonna get a phone call tomorrow and I am fired.
At least she had her clothes on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if she'd come in and started changing?
Yeah, right, I know. And then nobody knew what I looked like. And then the last day on set, I got wrapped early and I got the makeup taken off, and I came in and I went to go say goodbye. I went up to Alice and I was like, hey, it was really nice to work with you, and goodbye. And she was like, oh. She was like looking around for the security. Who is this person? But everybody was really nice.
Yeah.
It was good for my ego.
Hi. First of all, Amber, just had to comment. Witches is amazing. I love it. I can't wait for the next one to come out.
Thank you.
My question's for you and James, especially, just with your background, you know, in writing and comedy, how much of that like influenced you going out of the show, and also how much were you able to kind of put any of your thoughts into your characters, into the writing?
You're a part of impacts you and changes you, and I think being around all that great writing really was helpful on many levels. But as far as like you know, what I was able to put in, you know, what is on the page was on the page. Like a lot of times you're working on something and they allow you to kind of ad lib and to make stuff up, and you know, have fun with, you know, how you say your dialogue. And with Buffy, it was very much you say what's on the page. So
At every comma, every period.
Yeah. So it's a testament to how good the writing was that it all kind of flowed the way it did. And so I hope I brought something on top of that to what I was doing, but I feel like the majority of it was already there, and you just kind of, you know, had to step in and you know, grab a hold and go for the ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when the writing's that good, you just kind of you serve the writing. So comedically, being a fan of the show, I knew sort of the style of it, and I just tried to play into that and pretend and read the lines as if I wasn't this really awkward, weird-looking demon, but just as if I was this kind of goofy character, and I think that helped a lot.
But one of the things I really loved is like the you know, big bads or whatever. They would come through and they weren't just bad. They had a sense of humor. They weren't humorless. And I think that was what was so
they
much
relished
fun.
being bad.
Yeah, and that was what was so much fun about Glory, is that she reveled in all of that. You know what I mean?
Yes. And the actress who played her. A lot of fun too. Come get your button. Yes.
Next.
Hi. So this is my first con ever, and it's been a fabulous experience. And I think my favorite part of the whole experience has been just seeing how passionate people are about all of their different fandoms and seeing everybody have a chance to be passionate. So that being said, where would you put yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 for nerdiness level, and what are your biggest fandoms for your own personal, you know, happiness outside of the Buffyverse?
I would put myself at a 10 because I went so far as to start a company called Geek Nation. But no, seriously, I am super passionate about film, television, genre stuff, but I also watch, shows like Ray Donovan or shows, like that aren't necessarily in the sci-fi or fantasy demographic. I just really, really, really love the art of making movies and television now, with all the advances, it's becoming more and more like mini movies, So some of the things I'm super passionate about, like I couldn't be more ecstatic that X-Files is gonna have the, 6-episode reboot. So excited. Mitch Pileggi, who plays Assistant Director Skinner, I've been having him send me pictures from Vancouver. I'm friends with him. I'm like, you better send me a picture every few days. I absolutely love Game of Thrones. I love Walking Dead. I love Daredevil. I'm a big Marvel person.
Oh, Daredevil.
And I really, really, really think Marvel is genius with what they're doing right now and what they have been doing, and going into phase 3 of the MCU I'm very excited about. I love the new characters that are being introduced. So, it's really funny. A lot of times people are like, you don't look like you like science fiction, or you don't look like you like this. Well, what does that person look like? I don't disagree.
You know what? I think those barriers are coming down.
I don't disagree. And I'm not saying there's barriers.
Not barriers.
In any way. I'm just saying, what I love about not just science fiction and fantasy, but what I love about conventions and what I love about you guys is there are no barriers. There are no, there's the social conditioning is broken away. And so that's what I want to pass on to my kids. That's what I want to pass on through Geek Nation. And thank you guys for educating me about that. Now come get your button.
Right.
While they answer.
I grew up watching Star Wars. I saw it when I was 5 years old. I think I saw the second run in 79 when I was 5 years old, and I didn't know what it was, but I knew that I wanted to do that. So that it really influenced my life. And then a few years later, I saw Indiana Jones. I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that was it. That's what I knew I wanted to do. So yeah, the genre stuff has really affected me. It changed the course of my life. I'm a huge fan of stuff. Growing up as a kid, Battlestar Galactica, Buck Rogers, Hulk, Manimal. Loved me some Manimal. Knight Rider, A-Team. Now I love, I think it's no secret, I have a little crush on Stephen Amell. So
You've said that a few times this week.
Stephen, if you're in the green room and you hear me, I'd want to meet you, please, really bad. If any of you meet him, tell him I want to meet him really bad, but not in a creepy way like I'm doing right now. I love Arrow. I love Flash. I love what that all this stuff that used to be considered a fringe entertainment has become so mainstream because the stories are so universal and they're so well loved. Yeah, I watched tons of stuff. True Detective, although I didn't watch season 2.
Why?
It was
good.
I know it was good. I just hadn't gotten. Look, man, life's just a flat circle. It's cool. I'll get to it eventually. That's all right. I was really bummed that Constantine got canceled. I was really bummed that show got canceled. I love that show. I love Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry, I'm done. I could go on all day.
I thought I was nerdier than I was, and then somebody was talking about the stormtrooper group, the
501.
501.
Yeah, okay. And I didn't know that existed, and I didn't know. There's so many details I don't. I'm just not a detail person, I guess. I'm a broad strokes girl.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yes.
So I guess no. I'm glad you went there with me. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, Amber. I met you a couple years ago at Gay Lexicon at Outrage. I don't know if you remember me. But anyways, I'm going to ask you what I asked Claire and James on Friday. that aside from being killed off, what was something that you would like to have seen done with your character? And then for all of you, if you could cosplay as anything, what would it be?
Cosplay
as
anything?
I'm the one who won the Buffy quiz on Friday.
Nice! Jesse,
Yes.
you can come get your badge now because nobody's checked my badge the whole weekend. So when you're done, come up and get the badge.
Now watch as soon as you try to get back in. They'll be like, nope. Sure, you're Clare Kramer.
It says my name, and I have not had it on or worn it, so it's gonna be yours. Jesse, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Aw. Something that I would have liked to have killed more things. I was always in the corner doing magic from behind the door. I'm like, I'm gonna go over here behind this door and do some spells. Yeah, by spells, broad strokes. But seriously, she was always kind of like doing work from afar, and I was like, I want to get in there and kill something. And he finally let me kind of like axe somebody at one point, but that was about kill some fight. I like fighting. I want to fight. And if I had to cosplay something, what would I cosplay as? Ugh. Now the only thing in my head is Mr. T.
Boy, that wouldn't break the internet or anything.
I just realized this has my schedule on the back of it.
You just never realized that.
That would have been helpful. If I would have worn it, I could have stopped bugging people to figure out where I was supposed to be.
We wouldn't have been reenacting Spinal Tap backstage a few minutes ago?
Yeah. James, what would you cosplay as?
I have cosplayed as Indiana Jones.
I love it.
I brought it with me, but I haven't worn it yet. I almost got the Daredevil costume, the black one. I almost put that together for this, but then I chickened out.
Oh.
I
That's a
know.
bummer.
Look, I can't compete with Charlie
Photo ops
Cox.
would
I
have been
just
through the
can't.
roof.
That man has lips for days. Not that I've watched those lips move beneath that mask.
I mean,
Uncertain.
okay. Come here, Jesse, while I answer.
Come on up.
What would I cosplay as, other than that guy, who's obviously the real nerd, like you said, right? That's what, probably either Arya Stark or, Brienne of Tarth, or I don't think I'm gonna go for Cersei Lannister now that she's shamed. Maybe, or Daenerys Targaryen. I don't know.
That'd be a good one.
If I could get some dragons to come along with me, I guess I'd have to recruit a few other.
I'm sure there are willing participants.
Yes, many.
Hands for dragons. Now all I'm thinking is, where's your needle, Claire?
What?
Your what?
Where's your needle? Right? Isn't that the
Yeah, Needle.
needle?
Needle is, but now I'm really worried about Arya. I don't know. We can talk about that later, I guess.
I kind of think she's a bit of a sociopath.
She's blind
Yeah,
now.
well, yeah. What?
Okay.
I haven't seen the show. I've only read the books. You've spoiled it for me.
Yeah.
No, the books are usurping the show, or the
show is usurping the
books a little bit at this point.
Yeah.
So it's much more exciting, and they've done so much more with some of the characters like Brienne, and now Sansa's off book, and so it's good. It's all good. What's up?
Hi guys.
Hello.
I know you're friends with a lot of the other cast members, like you mentioned Seth and you mentioned Julie Benz. So there's got to be a lot of misconnections. Who do you think you'd like to have a scene with? Like, who would you have liked most to have had a scene with?
So you want me to play favorites? With a bunch of vampires and vampire killers and...
No, I mean
And
like...
friendly floppy-eared demons.
No, not favorites, but like as your character. Like,
Let's
who do you
just
think
say
would have
if there were
been-
a real Buffy housewives, that it would be Darla and Drusilla and Glory. Living it up, okay?
Love it.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
I really think, and I've said this before, that Clem and Lauren would have been very good friends, and I very much would have loved to have been able to work with him.
Amber would have had more scenes with me.
I would have.
Obviously.
You give good brain suck.
Come here and get your button. No, really, Amber, who would you want to work with more?
God, I don't know. Amy Acker. I didn't get her at all. I would have enjoyed that. She's a sweetheart.
I'd love to do something with Franz Kranz.
I
could play his like older brother.
I have a friend story. I don't know him at all. And I was at the LA Film Festival in June, this short that I had directed, She Venge was playing with this feature. Anyways, and they had free alcohol in the filmmakers lounge or whatever. And I'd had a couple of drinks because I was nervous because they were going to screen in front of people in a big theater, whatever. So I look up and I see this guy and I'm like, oh, I know him. And I was like, hey! And I go running over and I get there and I'm like, oh, I don't know this person. And it was Fran Kranz, and I had to then go, I'm Amber. We worked on similar shows. I've never met you before. I know I acted like I was going to hug you, but I'm not.
He does. He's like a cross between Tom Lenk and James. Like, he's like their son.
I just
sort of.
If Tom Lenk and I had a son, there is a show. That's a show we're doing.
It's been done.
Tom Lenk and I are dads.
I love it.
He was very nice about it. He only backed away a little bit. Yeah.
Hi, I have a question for Amber. I was just wondering if you could talk about what I think was your decision to not return for Conversations with Dead People, which I agree with. I just wanted to hear.
Basically what happened is I was getting ready to go to London to direct this animated show called The Ghost of Albion that Christopher Golden and I had written, and the dates conflicted. And it was really a matter of, am I going to go do this directing thing, or am I going to come back? And then they were like, she's going to be bad, she's going to be the first, and all this stuff, and I was just like, I don't know. I want to do this thing in London. It's really important to me. I don't know if I want to be bad. People were really upset, and I don't want to put salt in the wound. And I think Joss has said that he was going to bring her back, but that wasn't really communicated to me. It was much more along the lines of she's going to be really bad, and I don't know. I just didn't want to do that. I had this other thing, and it would have been probably I would have had other decision-making stuff to deal with if I hadn't had something else that I really wanted to do. It would have been much more of a emotional, kind of philosophical choice whether I came back or not. But for me, it was more I really want to direct. That's sort of my bliss. Joseph Campbell says, "Follow your bliss." And my bliss is bossing other people around.
You're really good at it.
Thank you. I like doing it.
I changed my mind. Next time I want to be in your movie and not have the latte, okay?
100%, anytime. I just need to find something I really want to make, because it's hard to make stuff.
Come get your button.
But yeah, so that was sort of my rationale. I was like, I want to go to London and direct Emma Samms and Anthony Daniels. Ooh, C-3PO. You all know that.
Yes. And pay $9 for a coffee.
It was awesome. There was a TARDIS in our offices at the BBC. That was freaking amazing. And they would come around with the tea trolley all the time. Really, really fun.
That's
I like
awesome.
working in the UK.
Thank you guys for playing such awesome characters and being such wonderful people.
You're
Amber,
welcome.
I really liked how delightfully domineering you were and strictly sexual.
I don't know. I played a real bitch in this movie, Strictly Sexual, and I had fake sex scenes, and they were real for the movie.
What's the name of this movie, Amber? Amber, what's this called? Where can one?
The number one movie.
Is it a Blockbuster? Can I get it at Blockbuster?
Yes. I'm not naked. I'm not naked.
My question is, sorry.
But yeah, so.
My question is for Claire. I wanted to know what you thought.
Thank you.
I wanted to know what you thought of True Detective Season 2.
Okay, True Detective Season 2. All right, so I think that it was, in a lot of ways, it was weaker than season 1, but in a lot of ways it was stronger. I think you have to totally view them separately. Just like American Horror Story, it's an anthology. It's not a continuous series, so you can't go into it thinking, you know, season 2 was character driven, and season 1 was plot driven. So it was much more a noir type storytelling, and although I don't think it was executed perfectly, like I probably won't spoil the end of this because it's only been like 3 weeks, but or you know, a month, I don't know how long it's been, not very long, but I don't think that the execution was there in the end. I think that the season started out with one objective, you know, which was the underground, you know, transit system, and then it ended up a very different way. And so I think at some point, they had to drop that storyline and create something else. That being said, I still thought it was a great season, and I encourage people to watch it. It's only 8 episodes, so why wouldn't you watch it, you know?
I think,
come here.
What, Corey, I'm gonna say his name wrong, I'm gonna butcher it.
Fukunaga.
Fukunaga.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I just think he's brilliant, and I think that's why season 1 was so spectacular, because his ability to sort of create a world that you wanted to step into. I mean, it was masterful. I really feel like that's what was missing from season 2, was that sort of vision, that one person who really knew how to construct to world build. I mean, you wanted to, even if it was awful, you wanted to go into season 1 and like experience what was happening.
Look, man, I wanted Russ to tell me how awful I was.
The thing about season 2 is Cary Fukunaga directed all of season 1, and they had 4 different directors for season 2. Justin Lin, who's directing the new Star Trek right now, started out directing, and he's fantastic. He came off Furious 7, and I personally liked Furious 7, but I'm a very easy audience. That's why I'm good and bad. I would never be a good critic, because I can find something I like about almost anything. You know.
I thought you just said that's why I'm good in bed, not that's why I'm good. I was like, Claire,
I am good in bed. That's why I have 4 kids. I'm really, really good in bed. That being said, that has nothing to do with True Detective. But anyway,
maybe we don't know.
I could talk about True Detective, but we did
it's all connected. It's cool.
Yeah, it is all connected. We did just get the 10-minute signal, so I want to make sure we can get through, because I still have stuff here. So go. Yeah. Yes.
Hey y'all, thanks so much for being here. My question is for everyone other than obviously Glory. Who was your favorite villain on the show?
Other than Glory. The mayor.
The mayor.
You guys can say Glory.
You know, the funny thing is, Harry Gruner, what's Harry's last name? Who played the mayor? Gruner? He was in the first Broadway play I ever saw. Aww. And then I got to meet him.
God, I don't know. There were a lot of really, that's like a tough one. They were all really good. I don't know if I have a favorite. I liked a lot of them. I liked your dress the best, though. You were by far the best dressed villain.
I was. It was a Prada dress.
It was pretty.
Yes.
I was going to ask if you've read the continuation comics that take place after the series ends, and specifically for James, if he's seen where Clem comes back in the comics.
I have. I've seen a couple of times where he's come back, especially just recently. Yeah, no, I love it. I think it's awesome that he keeps coming back. I'm not sure if his taste in women is a little dysfunctional relationship right there. But no, I love that he keeps coming back. My narcissism has only allowed me to read the ones that the character's actually in, as if I pretend like I had something to do with it. But I haven't read any of the other stuff.
I think what's cool about the Buffy comics is, and this is what I love about comics in general, is you can execute storylines that you could never execute on television. You know, that's way too cost prohibitive for television. Anything. But like the Giant Dawn thing, and you know, I mean, you could never really do that. Nowadays maybe, but certainly not when the show was on the air. The technology wasn't there. And so that's what I really love about the comics. I've read some of them, I haven't read all of them, but...
Christos Gage is awesome. He's an incredible writer. Go pick up his new, he and his wife just released a new graphic novel.
Nice.
And he and his wife wrote an episode of Daredevil. They wrote the one with where he fights Nobu.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah?
I think Buffy is a very rare show in the fact that the friendships are as important as the romantic relationships. So my question for all of you is, what was your favorite friendship between characters on the television show?
Clem and Spike. What was I just saying about my narcissism? Clem and Dawn. Clem and Dawn was a good one too. I enjoyed babysitting Dawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say Willow and Tara's relationship with Dawn was really, I liked that.
Glory didn't have no friends. But come get your button. That's right. She has a posse of minions. Molly, you're back.
Hi, Molly.
She's made it to all 3 panels. Thanks, Molly.
Thanks. I wanted to ask Amber, in the comics, there was a storyline where Andrew tried to resurrect Tara. How do you feel about the possibility of Tara coming back? Would you like that to happen?
Sure, yeah. I think it would be, just the little bit that's been in there has been really lovely. I would love to see it, flower. Thanks,
Molly, come here. James signed his card for you. And it says "Got kittens," and then it has. If you haven't seen what James does, it's really clever. He draws a little picture of a guy with big ears, like blue skin ears. So there you go. Yeah.
If you want one of your own, you can come to my table in the Walk of Fame.
Yes.
I have a question for Amber. Like 10 years ago, you were in Dallas or Houston doing a screening of your movie Chance, and I've been trying to find out how to get that. Do you know how I can go about getting?
If you email bensonentertainment@hotmail.com, once you've established, right, you're stuck. Thank God I never had an AOL address. I'd still be an AOL. Oh, wow. Yeah, so if you email Benson Entertainment, one word, @hotmail.com and just say, "Hi, Amber's mom. I would like to get a copy of Chance." How would I go about doing that? She can hook you up.
Does that also work for a copy of Lover's Liars?
It does, it does. You have a copy, don't you?
I might.
I
thought I did, but I couldn't find it.
I will send you one.
Okay.
He's in another film I made called Lovers, Liars, and Lunatics. He's a cop.
But
get your button. I think we have time for 1 or 2 more questions because I just got like a card.
We have 1:56.
So make it a good one because you may be last.
No pressure.
Oh my. I was actually curious if you guys took anything with you from the set when you left, and if you didn't, or maybe even if you did, if there was something that you wish you had taken.
I was too chicken shit too. I wish I had taken Clem's sort of beat to hell duster. He had that leather duster thing. I wish I had taken that, and of course the VW bug. I wish I had taken that. That would have been awesome. I do have some of the ears though. I should have brought them.
Oh, you go first.
I think I might have gotten a pair of pants. That would be it. They were very because they auctioned off all of the wardrobe, so they were like, you can't take stuff. They were very adamant.
Yeah, they were
stuff.
really.
But I think I might have had a pair of pants that I had accidentally. That would be it because they were Hawkeye. You can't leave anything. You can't take anything. You can't. You can't stay here. Wait, you gotta. What is it? You gotta go home. You can't stay here.
But you don't have to go home. You can't stay here.
Yeah, you gotta go home. You can't stay here. Or whatever. I don't know. You don't have to go home. God. Yeah, what he said. That's what she said.
I took my underwear every time. Because at the time, Buffy was my second job, and so I didn't have a ton of money, and they got really nice underwear for Glory, so I just wore it home every time. And that fabulous underwear collection. But I will tell one, come get your button while I tell this story. I will tell one really sweet story to kind of end the panel on. They did auction off all our stuff, and I was talking about this a little bit at dinner last night. I had a fan buy Glory's robe that she wore in the 100th episode and send it to me because they were like, nobody should have that robe but you. And it is hanging in the Geek Nation offices, so I appreciate that. And I guess
that's it. And
that's the Dragon
I think
Con.
that's our last panel. Thank you guys so much. And I just want to say thank you to all of you again. Seriously, without you guys, we wouldn't be here. And if you